Haribol, there's no sound. No, no.
Is there sound now? Huh.
Yes. No.
I don't know what's up with my mic. Okay.
Right.
Okay, one second. Let me just try again. Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Is there now?
Yes.
Okay. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga-Gandharva-Giridhari Shri Rādhā-Vinod-Bihari Ju ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki Jai Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaurkishoras Babaji Maharaj ki Jai Nityalila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda-Thakur ki Jai Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Sharda Gosai Prabhu ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai नाम अचाय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय श्री भक्ति देवी की जय श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय All the Śaraṇāgati kirtans of Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. His Kalyana Kalpataru Gītāvali and Gītamala ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All right, we'll do Mangala Charan. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Koriya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varat Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdigahana Sukhang Pradat Pravung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanam Yamuna Tatanagara Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinoraparang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidum Smara Gaura Gadadhara Keli Kalam Bhava Gaura Gadadhara Paksha Chara Shrinu Gaura Gadadhara Charu Katang Vajagodrumakanana kunjavidum. Tavai basmi na jivami tvaya vina. Iti vigyaya devi tvang nayamang charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay. Kshiptashcha kamadhitaranga madhye kripa mai tvam. Sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Satya Mataji, Shri Devi Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Krishna Mai Didi, Nuri Hari Prabhu, and Bhavatarani Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Archana Mataji, and let's see, on YouTube and Facebook. Hopefully it doesn't drop again this time. Hare Krishna, Suman Shilaji, and I see there are 5 other devotees, but I'll only see your name if you write a comment. But Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna. Oh, is that Anandi? Anandi. Or is that Anadi? I think Anadi, right? Hare Krishna. All right. So this is our last Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā session. I think it's session number 49. Our last Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā session for a while. We are on the last song in the 6 limbs of Śaraṇāgati, the very last song, which is Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa. And yeah, after this, we will, because it's going to be Srila Rupa Goswami's disappearance day coming up, so we'll read the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami from our acharyas. And after that, maybe on Rupa Goswami's disappearance day, even we can start reading something by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. Yes. Okay, Anandi. Your name's Anandi. Okay, Hare Krishna. And Hare Krishna Mahi Bharat Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams Prabhu. Very nice to see you here. Yeah, so sorry, I got distracted. We're going to read about Srila Rupa Goswami, and then on Rupa Goswami's disappearance day, we'll also have more glorifications. Maybe some devotees can glorify him. I don't, yeah, we'll see. And then I thought also on that day we can start reading a book by Srila Rupa Goswami. Sarveshwari Mataji was recommending Utkalika Valari. I've never read that myself, so that might be nice, and it's very short. And also something I was thinking is Rādhā-Krishna Ganadeshtipika. Talking all the details of all the different groups and associates of Krishna and Vraj. So I've never read that book either. And the reason why I'm pausing this Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program for a little while is because I'm on a very intense songbook marathon right now. Really, like, to have the book printed by Kartik time, the printer said that we would need to send the book to them in 2 days from now. That's definitely not happening. I'm aiming to send it in a month from now. So yeah, so that they can have the songbook ready by the end of Kartik. But there's so many more kirtans to translate. I have a lot on my plate. So, and I want to be able to do these Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā programs nicely, like be able to prepare something and, you know, put a little bit of time into it. And I haven't been able to do that for a while now. So that's why I'm pausing this program for a little while, and we'll just have daily readings, which require no preparation from me. And yeah. And then I'm thinking maybe on Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appearance day, which is in a month from now, we can restart it. Or maybe sooner. We'll see whenever I send the songbook to the printers, then I'll be ready to start this program again. So the first part of the program is we will read something from our acharyas glorifying Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then we will read some words of our acharyas on the topic of the kirtan that we're going through. Yesterday we read about, I think, a bit more than half of this article by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada called Residence in Braj, which very beautifully relates to the song Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa, Kunja Kutira. Then I'll just speak a few words after that, and then we'll go through the meaning of all the words in this kirtan, sing it, and that will be our program for today. So, I didn't prepare anything. Hare Krishna Champak Mataji. I didn't prepare anything for, where is it? Yeah, I'm going to do what I did yesterday. Just go to a random page, see what comes up. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's just see. I'm going to close my eyes and push forward for a few seconds. And then let go. All right. What came up? Oh, wait. This is the article by Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur. This is what happened yesterday. Okay. I'm going to go back. I have to push. There. Okay. So this is Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj. I'm just going to read like a couple paragraphs. I like doing this whenever I'm not prepared. I just kind of roll the, okay. So Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, this is an article that he gave on the disappearance, he wrote for the disappearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur. The Vaishnav's appearance and disappearance have the same purpose. The appearance and disappearance pastimes of Vaishnavas are aprakrit, they are transcendental, and therefore they are identical in meaning. This fact is incomprehensible to souls bound to the mundane. The transcendental word is Shabda Brahma. He has a form. He is not impersonal. The difference that exists between a mundane word and the entity it describes does not exist in the transcendental realm. The transcendental name, Prakrit Nam, and the possessor of the name, the Nami, are one and the same entity. In order to realize the tattva, or reality, of Sri Nam and of Sri Nami, one must take shelter of both Sri Gaur Dham and Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Vani. And there's a footnote here. This refers to the teachings of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. But it could also mean the Siddhanta of Bhakti, or it can mean Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. So one must take shelter of both Gaur Dham and Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Vani, the message of conclusive devotional truth manifested by the embodiment of Gaur Shakti, Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur. So Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur, he was the one who brought us Bhakti Siddhanta Vani in the form of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and in the form of his teachings. And his dissemination of these teachings is so important and so revolutionary that we always refer to the Bhaktivinoda-dhārā. We are wanting to come into that flow of the conceptions of Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur. That's the Bhaktivinoda-dhārā. That's why I named this program Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā. So those are the two kinds of Bhakti Siddhanta Vani. This indeed is the order and teaching of our Sri Guru Varga. In this world, parting is the cause of suffering, but the disappearance pastime of the Vaishnav does not cause such misery. Even in their pastime of disappearance, they bestow upon all living entities the opportunity to move toward the eternal abode, the realm of Vaikuntha. It is not possible to know Jagadguru Srila Satchid Ananda Bhaktivinoda-Thakur through the ascending process. Or in other words, by considering him an object comprehensible by the mundane senses. We can only know Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur when one's divine eyes are unveiled by Sri Guru's grace through the descending process. Yes. In the same way, we can't have, this is all we'll read about Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur today. But yeah, it's the same thing with the Dham, right? And with Sri Vigraha, and with the same thing with these personalities like Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur. we can't see them by our own effort. It's not like I'm gonna try really hard to see the Dham and like all of a sudden I'll see Krishna's pastimes going on. No, I'll just notice I notice some plants, some sewage, pig, oh look, there's like I just see everything completely externally. And so that's why on the ascending path by my own effort, there's no way to have darshan of the Dham. There's no way to have darshan of Sri Vigraha. I just see a nice carved stone, nicely decorated, and I'll have some feelings and like that, but I'm not actually seeing like Mahaprabhu would see Jagannath Dev and say, Tumi Shakshat Brajendra Nandan. You directly see Brajendra Nandan himself, not just Jagannath's form. You directly see Krishna. That kind of vision only comes by the mercy of the pure devotee. So in the same way, with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if we just look at his biography, we read about how he spent his time. Also, we read his teachings and like that, but we're not taking shelter of somebody who has actually had darshan of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our Guru Varga, then we will come to a wrong conclusion about who Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is, what his teachings are. It will all be completely like how we see the Dham and how we see Shri Vigraha. Our vision of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur will be the same. It will be material. And so, yeah, we're completely dependent on the mercy from a pure devotee. We read actually like the probably 75% of our, I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating, but like maybe 60% of our Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā programs. We were just going over this article every single day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, where he was that this is the main point of his article. He's emphasizing it over and over and over again. How no, you cannot approach Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur directly. You need the mercy of a pure devotee. And in all of in this issue, I mentioned this yesterday also, I think, but in this issue of the Rays of the Harmonist for Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, every single article by all of our acharyas, this was the point that they were highlighting. And so it's very important to really understand how much we're dependent on the mercy of a pure devotee and how much we really don't know, how insignificant our own endeavors are. So, all right, moving on. Now we will read, yesterday we started reading this article, Residence in Vraj by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. We didn't complete it, so we'll just finish that article now. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, so this is from Rays of the Harmonist, Kartik 2004. Residence in Vraj. And these are excerpts from an informal discourse given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada on 8 October 1932 during Vraj Mandal Parikrama. Very beautiful article. If you weren't here for the class yesterday, for the reading yesterday, then you can, you can listen to it. It's very beautiful, very important. I'll just read this introduction again. In 1932, in the month of Kartik, the Gaudiya Math organized Vraj Mandal Parikrama, spanning 84 kosas under the leadership of Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Thousands of devotees from all parts of India participated. The first day of the Parikrama saw a grand procession with Nagar Sankirtan as the pilgrims visited the holy places of Mathura. On different days, Srila Prabhupada had his followers sing various songs composed by the liberated Mahajans, the great souls. Through these songs, which are full of heartfelt appeal, Srila Prabhupada showed that their example of continuous hankering for I'm having a hard time reading. He showed that their example of continuous hankering for perfection, Siddhi Lalasa, should be the sole purpose of all aspirants who've attained the stage of Anartha Nivritti, in which unwanted obstacles are cleared. Srila Prabhupada personally selected the following songs by Srila Narottam Das Thakur for the devotees to sing. And we went over these kirtans already. Hari Hari Kabe Havu Vrindavanavasi, that's already in the Giti Kucha. Radha Krishna Seva Mui Jivane Marane Tarstan Tarlila Dekho Ratri Dine. It's also not. And then this one's going to be going into this new edition of the songbook. Hari Hari Ar Kabe Palative Dasha. Eshab Korea Bame Ab Vrindavana Dhame e mone koriachi ash. And actually, he explains this song in more detail throughout this article, this particular song. And then the song that we're going over today, Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa kunja kutira govardhana parvata yamuna tira. Ami jamuna puline kadama kanane ki heri nu saki aj shama vangshidhari mani manchopari kore lila rasaraj. Oh Saki, what did I see today? In a kadamba grove on the bank of the Yamuna, a beautiful blackish boy holding a flute was standing on a jeweled platform, performing his pastimes as a rasaraj, the monarch of all transcendental mellows. At midday on 8 October, at the end of a grand festival with Kirtan, Srila Prabhupada began to speak to the assembled devotees in Mathura. On Srila Prabhupada's instruction, Srimad Bhaktivilas Gabastin Nemi Maharaj sang the prayer Hari Hari Ar Kabe Palatibe Dasha from Srila Narottam Thakur's Mahashay's collection of poems called Prarthana. So Srila Prabhupada proceeded to explain this prayer of Thakur Mahashay one line at a time. So we went over this yesterday. Now I'm going to skip ahead. There's a picture of the Brajmala Parikrama. Okay, so I'm skipping ahead to where we left off yesterday. Take shelter of the residents of Vraj. Srila Prabhupada continued. Sudhaibo jane jane vrajavasi ganasthane nivedibo charane dhoriya. I shall inquire about the pastimes that took place in each location from all the Vrajavasis, reverentially offering them prayers and holding their lotus feet. So this is how we go to Vraj. We don't just go to Vraj on our own, just going to all the places. I'm going to do Govardhan Parikrama, I'm going to go here. But no, we take shelter of the Anuragijan, those who, the real Vrajvasis. And by their mercy, they can reveal the Dham to us. It's the process. Hare Krishna Sarveshwari Mataji. Those who reside in Vraj are conversant with Krishna Katha, narrations of Krishna's pastimes, for they are constantly engaged in the service of Sri Krishna without cause or interruption. All the cows and calves serve Sri Krishna. They become dancing dolls to enhance the pleasure of his transcendental senses. They become instruments in his pastime of milking the cows. Nandanandan Sri Krishna's servants like Chitrak, Patrak, Raktak, and Bakula tend all these cows and also serve Krishna's parents. They wash Sri Krishna's lotus feet with the spiritual waters of Sri Yamuna, which are composed of liquefied transcendence. When Krishna's body becomes covered with the dust of Vraj upon returning to home in the north and from Nandagram, then Raktak, Chitrak, Patrak, and others wash him with water from the Yamuna. And so now when we go to read Radha Krishna Ganadashtipika, we're going to find out all the details about Raktak, Chitrak, Patrak. It has all sorts of details, like there's a group of people who are all like, their job is to always keep Krishna cool. And they have a whole system, like making an air cooling system by, like all these details we'll find out soon. We'll start this in a couple of days. What knowledge do Sri Krishna's cows possess? They are none other than great venerated sages who recited the Vedas and performed penance for many lifetimes to attain Bhagavan's service. Those very sages have appeared as the treasure of Vraj in the form of its cows. Vraj is all about the cows. That's the treasure of Vraj, is the cows. Gokul, it's the land of cows. And these sages, these sages in the form of cows have learnt the art of giving milk for Sri Krishna's service. They are not ordinary so-called munis and rishis who have studied Vedanta but not realized its purport. No, these are the munis and rishis who have truly understood Srimad Bhagavatam, the scriptures, the essence. It is necessary for everyone to reside in Vraj, taking shelter of its residents. We have learned that Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu has said, Tannama rupa charitari sukirtananu smrityo karamena rasana manasini yoja tishtan vraje tar anuragi jananugami kalam nayir akilam ityupadesha saram. It's the 8th verse of Shri Upadeshamrita. Probably think you could say it's one of the most important verses of Upadeshamrita, because this one, Upadeshamrita, is the nectar of Upadesh, of instruction. And what is the Sara? What is the essence of that Upadesh? It's this verse. So the meaning is, it is imperative that a person engage himself in thoroughly and exquisitely singing the glories of Sri Krishna's names, form, qualities, associates, and eternal pastimes. And in the course of remembering these, he should give up discriminating between what is immediately pleasing to him, what is preya, and what is his long-term benefit, his shreya. Controlling the whims of the mind, a person should spend all his time residing in Vraj, following the mood of any one of the Vrajvasis. This alone is the essence of all advice. This is Upadesha Sara, the essence of all advice. The term Vrajavasi refers only to those servants of Hari, only those servants of Hari who are endowed with transcendental realization. It does not refer to persons who are averse to devotees and engaged in material sense enjoyment. We come to Vraj in vain if we do not become followers of Sri Krishna by accepting the guidance of Chitrak, Patrak, and Bukula, but instead are led by the senses, like the eyes and ears, to enjoy material objects. This will not awaken intense spiritual ardor, anurag, in the heart. This will not awaken intense anurag in the heart. This verse is this verse says, Tad anuragi jananugami. So those who have anurag, they're called anuragi jan. And it says anugami. So always going in the, always coming under the following these anuragi jan, like Chitrak, Patrak, Bakula. They were always engaged in all of Krishna's needs, thinking how to serve Krishna's senses. But when we come to when I come to Vrindavan, I'm not under the guidance of Chitrak, Patrak, and Bakula. I'm thinking how I can serve my own senses. So that's why we always have to come under the guidance of these Vrajvasis. I'm enjoying the objects of the senses, and the objects of the senses visible to me are giving me pleasure. This is called material sense gratification, or indifference to the service of Sri Krishna. How can we attain residence in Vraj if we do not develop uncommon attachment for Chitrak, Patrak, and Raktak, who are the abode of Dasya Ras, for Sudam and Sridam, who are the abode of Sakya Ras, for Shri Nanda and Yashoda, who are the abode of Vatsalya Ras, for Sri Rupa Manjari and the other gopis, who are the abode of Madhurya Ras. These are the eternally liberated residents of Vraj. The path to success. Shudhaibo jane jane Vrajavasi ganastani. One has to inquire about Sri Krishna's pastimes in the same ras towards which one is inclined. If I wish to learn about Madhurya Ras, then I have to approach a Vrajavasi established in Madhurya Ras. If I approach someone who has not met Sri Lalita and Sri Vishaka, or not directly seen Sri Rupa Manjari, then I shall only end up hearing from him about something else, like the history of Nala and Damayanti, or the abduction of Sita by Ravan. The gopis solicited news of Sri Krishna from each and every tree and creeper of Vrindavan. Chutta, what's the meter for this? Chutta priya lapanasasana kovidara jamvarka bilva bakula kadamba nipa yenye parartha pavaka yamuno pakula Shangsantu Krishna Padavim Rahitat Manang Sa Na. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 10:39. O Chuta, O Priyala, O Panasa, Asana, and Kovidal, O Jambu, O Arka, O Bilva, Bakula, and Amra, O Kadamba and Nipa. These are all different trees. All of you other plants and trees living by the banks of the Yamuna, who have dedicated your very lives to the welfare of others. So you're very kind. You're dedicating your life to the others. So we are suffering in separation from Sri Krishna. So please tell us where he has gone. In separation from him, everything appears void. So Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada saying, I have heard that Panasa, the jackfruit tree, is no longer found in the land of Raj. During his visit to Vrindavan, Sri Gaurasundar, who was absorbed in his internal state, saw on the bank of Yamuna many of the trees from which the renowned Kabul dried fruits are made. This is explained in the Anubhashya commentary on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Jayadev Goswami Prabhu has also mentioned this. Brajavasis in the mood of Shantaras are of 5 types. There's the cow, go, cane, vetra, horn, vishana, flute, venu, and the shore of the Yamuna, the Yamuna Saikata. But also I've heard that there's no pure Shantaras. So the cows will have Shantaras, but it will be mixed with Vatsalya if they're a motherly cow, or Sakya if they're like a younger calf. But I guess the cows are somewhat aware of Krishna's godhood. That's what I'm understanding from this, because they were different sages, like we just read. All right, so it is impossible for us to reside in Braj without the mercy of the Brajavasis. But why would they even want to talk? To us? So we're dependent on the mercy of the Brajavasis, but why would they even want to talk to us? How is it possible for us to attain their darshan with these material eyes? We are overcome with pride and envy, and therefore they turn a deaf ear to our prayers. Until we become tad anuragi, deeply attached to them and to the object of their affection, they will not speak to us. Why should the Vrajavasis, who have entered the eternal transcendental pastimes of Sri Krishna, want to communicate with us? They will first check to see whether we still seek material enjoyment, or whether we have made Sri Krishna the object of our search. It is impossible to understand the topics of Braj without first becoming subservient to Sri Rupa Manjari and Sri Rati Manjari. I shall be able to understand the mercy of Sri Rupa and Rati Manjaris only from that day when Sri Nityananda Prabhu bestows his mercy upon me. Wow, very interesting. I shall be able to understand the mercy of Sri Rupa and Rati Manjaris only from that day when Sri Nityananda Prabhu bestows his mercy upon me. But it's also Sri Rupa Manjari and Rati Manjari Paitenai. Or we won't be able to understand their mercy. Yeah. Okay. Until then, I shall remain bewildered in the manner described in Bhagavad Gita 3:27. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimuratma kartaham iti manyate. The spirit soul deluded by the influence of false ego thinks himself the doer of activities that are in fact carried out by the 3 modes of material nature. And thus, I shall be unable to realize the verse, Sarva dharmam parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. It's Bhagavad Gita 1866, which means, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Give up hypocrisy and speculation. When aversion to the service of Sri Krishna appears in our hearts, it leads to calamities. And as a result of sinful activities from previous lives, we worship various demigods. Unless we take shelter of the feet of those who are engaged in Sri Krishna's service with a favorable mood, our path will never be smooth. If while walking through a forest in Braj, I happen to eat the fruits from its trees or smell its flowers, I will not have actually visited that forest. I will merely have committed offenses by stepping on these sacred places. Wow, that's a heavy point. If I go to Braj and I'm not trying to follow the residents of Braj, not trying to go there in the mood of service like that, then the Braj is completely it's worshipful for us. It's, the dust of Braj, it's like more valuable than anything in this world. And so we're putting our feet on that. And so then we're committing offenses. If we're just going to Braj in a mood of enjoyment, then we're touching our feet to all these transcendental things, and it's offensive. We are forbidden to step on Govardhan Hill. We are forbidden to step on Govardhan Hill. From this, we should understand that we should not touch Sri Krishna's body with our feet. Until supramundane Sakya-rasa awakens in the heart, placing one's feet on Bhagavan's shoulder is wholly inappropriate. One does not gain the right to climb on Bhagavan's shoulder merely by imitating Sakya-rasa. It is impossible for us to enter the forests of Braj as what's that, lucre hunter? I don't even know what that, what's lucre? Okay, lucre, like lucrative, lucre. Okay, so lucre means, lucre means money, especially when regarded as sordid or distasteful or gained in a dishonorable way. Okay. So it is impossible for us to enter the forest of Braj as a lucre hunter with the intention of enjoying worldly pleasures. How many more days do I have left? And why should I spend these days otherwise engaged? Śaraṇāgati Thakur Mahashaya has said, this is from the song Hari Hari Kripa Kori Rakho Neja Pare, which is also in the Gaudiya-gīti-dhārā. Hoya Mayara Das Kori Nanaya Bilash Tomara Smarana Gelo Dure Artha Labha E Ashe Kapata. Sorry, my voice is Kapata Vaishnava Veshe Brahmiya Bulaye Ghare Ghare Brahmiya Bulaye Ghare Ghare. It's missing a B there. So I have become a slave to illusion and am filled with material desires. My memory of you has fled far away. Disguised as a Vaishnav, I wander from house to house, hoping to get some money. The symptoms of hypocrisy have been described in the first verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma projita kaitava traparamo nirmat saranam satam vedyam vastava matra vastu shivadam tapa trayon mulanam. It's the second verse from the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. This Bhagavat Puran propounds the highest truth, completely rejecting all religious works that are materially motivated. Only those devotees who are fully pure in heart can understand this highest truth, which is reality distinguished from illusion, for the welfare of all. Such knowledge uproots the threefold miseries. Occupational duties, dharma, economic development, artha, and sense gratification, kam, are contemptible and should be rejected. Only material enjoyers strive for them. But the 5 schools of philosophy, apart from the doctrine of Vedanta, all more or less present only these 3 goals. Vedanta, as explained by the impersonalists, is simply an invention of their speculative minds. It is merely the opposite extreme of the desire for sense gratification. It is reprehensible to reject the existence of transcendental variety and embrace the mundane variegatedness of this world. But it is equally, or even more, inauspicious to impose mundane variegatedness on transcendence. Yeah, the Mayavadis say that Krishna is under the control of Maya. Krishna is subservient. Maya is a higher tattva than Krishna. So that's more inauspicious, is offensive. This is a case of the cow who, once caught in a fire, becomes fearful whenever he sees red clouds in the sky. And there's a footnote. It's a footnote that says, according to this old adage, the cow traumatized by fire transposes the qualities of her experience onto the brilliant sunset. Similarly, persons who have suffered the repeated disappointment of material existence may mistakenly assign the defects of matter, like impermanence and limitation in space, to the transcendental reality. That's a nice example. Some devotees noticed that many flies kept disturbing the divine body. Okay, so now this is not Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, but the writer of this article. He says, some devotees noticed that many flies kept disturbing the divine body of Srila Prabhupada, who was engaged in speaking Harikatha, and they approached him with a palm leaf stalk to drive the flies away. Did I say stalk? Stalk, to drive the flies away. Srila Prabhupada said, these are all Brajvasis. They should not be troubled. Engage in speaking Harikatha. Engage me in constantly hearing Harikatha. Absorb yourself in that activity which will lead to your Hari Bhajan becoming perfect. Absorb yourself in that activity which will lead to your Hari Bhajan becoming perfect. I had many relatives, but they have now become engrossed in other activities. Outwardly, they pretend to be engaged in Hari Bhajan, but internally, they are busy with other things. By discussing scriptures that deal with logic, like Shankara Bhashya, one can never understand the eternally liberated Vrajvasis. One becomes a street sweeper by serving a dog, a stableman by grooming a horse, an ironsmith by beating iron, and a goldsmith by being absorbed in gold. It is essential to serve the eternally liberated Vrajavasis to become a Vrajavasi. Wow, very nice. Regarding selecting one's place of bhajan, Srila Prabhupada said, charity begins at home. So there's a footnote here. It says, in an article published in Sri Gaudiya Patrika, year 38, issue 11, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj explains that the word home in the saying, charity begins at home, refers to our hearts, where Sri Krishna resides. In other words, if we can love Sri Krishna in our hearts, all else will follow naturally. The vision of a true aspirant. Srila Prabhupada continued. There is a class of people called the bowels, who consume semen, blood, stool, and urine. Yikes. They glorify the concept of Gyan Mishra, service mixed with empirical knowledge. There are countless people of this class in many places of East Bengal, like Yashohara, Khulna, Nadia, and Dhaka. People like the bowels, who belong to the 13 types of apasampradayas, are spurious schools of thought. So people like these bowels can never understand the 12 kinds of transcendental ras. If these 12 rasas these 12 rasas are found only in Sri Krishna. So if these 12 rasas are only found in Krishna, then why do these people search for them elsewhere? This is my question to all those in the line of Prakrit Sahajias. We all know what Prakrit Sahajya means, right? So no need to read the footnote. Okay. In order to find Sri Krishna, we must wander throughout the entire universe searching for a Karshna. That means one who belongs to Krishna. The cause of all our troubles is our failure to take shelter of the lotus feet of a pure Vaishnav and our tendency to consider non-Vaishnav to be a Vaishnav. Some ignorant people will accept any imitator to be accomplished in bhajan, even a man who happens to clench his teeth while playing a guinea. What's that mean? Let's see. Okay. So a guinea appears to be a musical instrument of some kind. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get that one. To achieve the most worshipful object means to be completely absorbed in the mood of serving Sri Krishna. He is not made of any gross substance, but exists beyond the limits of sense perception. It is possible to see him, it is possible to see him with these paltry eyes. Did it mean to say impossible? It is possible to see him with these paltry eyes, engrossed in material enjoyment. I think it meant to say impossible, which Sri Bilvamangal Thakur pierced. Is it possible to see him? Okay, sorry, it's a question. Is it possible to see him with these paltry eyes engrossed in sense and material enjoyment, which Sri Bilvamangal Thakur pierced out? Some people think that Sri Krishna is a supplier of their sense gratification, and that the objects of sense gratification are non-different from him. Both the sense objects and one's futile eyes, which are prone to being afflicted with cataracts, in but a short while hinder one from beholding one's worshipful deity and the place of worship. Srila Rupa Goswami has revealed the secret of bhajan in 2 verses. Anasaktasya vishayan yatarhan upayunjata nirbandha krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. Prapanchika taya buddhya hari sambandhi vastuna mumukshubhi parityago vairagyam falgu katyate. It's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 225 to 255 to 256. We're almost at the end. Yeah, last paragraph. So appropriate renunciation is to accept objects favorable to one's devotional service while being detached from that which is unrelated to Shri Krishna, and attached to that. Sorry, why am I'm all of a sudden appropriate renunciation is to accept objects favorable to one's devotional service while being detached from what is unrelated to Shri Krishna and attached to what is related to Shri Krishna. A person who rejects everything without knowledge of its relationship to Shri Krishna is imperfect in his renunciation. If I am afflicted with the evil-mindedness of a worldly perspective, seeing myself as either an enjoyer or a renunciant, and this world as either to be enjoyed or to be renounced by me, then I am at once dismissed from qualifying as a practitioner in devotional service. Wow. So we don't want to be an enjoyer. We don't want to be a renunciant. All we want is to utilize everything in Krishna's service. If we are an enjoyer or a renunciant, then I will be dismissed from qualifying as a practitioner in devotional service. Okay, so this is translated from the Weekly Gaudiya, volume 11, number 14, 12 November 1932. So I wanted to speak a little something, but I see it's already 7:51 now. So I think what we'll do, we'll go over the Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa song, and then after Jaidwani, I'll end the program, and if anybody wants to stay a little longer, I just wanted to say a few words. So that I'll leave that till after Jaidwani. All right. Yeah, I don't want to hold up anybody if they have to leave. Okay, Hare Krishna, Ashu Singh. All right. Let me just open this up. Here, share my screen. Okay, so let's go through these verses. Rādhā-kuṇḍa. Okay. So first, this first part of the song, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, well, most of the song, the first, 5 verses of this 8-verse song is going through all the different places in the Dham and all the different things in the Dham, like the birds, the deer, the cooling breeze, all these things. So let's read through this. Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa. Taṭa, it means the bank of Radha-kunds. Then there's a kunja kutir. There's a kutir, a little house, like a little hut within a kunj, a forest bower. What does it say? A vine-covered bower. Oh, and actually, let me just look at Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's commentary, because he explains this. He says, Shri Krishna Vilas Bhavan. That means an amorous pleasure house of Shri Krishna. There's Govardhan Parvat, the hill. Parvat means mountain, right? Of Govardhan, or the hill of Govardhan. Yamuna Tira. Tira also means bank, the bank of the Yamuna. Kusum Sarovar. There's Kusum Sarovar, where there's that famous pastime of when Radharani is picking flowers and she tried to pull down a branch and then tried to reach higher to get something, and she's holding really tight to this branch and tried to reach a flower that was really high up. But actually she didn't realize that Krishna was above the branch, and he actually had, before Srimati Radhika got there, he made the branch go lower so that she could, she would see this beautiful flower and hold on to the branch. And so then once she caught hold of that branch, then he lifted up his foot and Radharani went flying up into the air. And then she was like up in the air and she's calling, help, help. And then Krishna came down, I'll save you. So that happened at Kusum Sarovar. Then there's Manasa Ganga. We know that pastime of Manasa Ganga also. When Krishna brought Manasa Ganga there. Then Kalinda Nandini, the daughter of the Kalinda mountain, Yamuna, Vipul Taranga, with her, Vipul means expansive, means very large, expansive, Taranga, waves. Vangshivat. Vat means a banyan tree, and so Vangshivat is the banyan tree under which Krishna played the flute and called all the gopis. That's a Vangshivat. Then Gokul, Dhira Samir, Vrindavana Taru, Latika Vanir. Then there's Vangshivat, Gokul, Dhira Samir, and then Vrindavana Taru, Latika Vanir. What's a Vanir? I actually don't even know. But there's the trees, the Taru, the Latika, the creepers, and then Vanir says shrubs here. So shrubs of Vrindavan. I'm just looking at Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj because I'm not familiar with this word Vanir. What does he say? Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj says Vetasa Vriksha. Vetasa Vriksha is a palm tree. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. All right. Palm trees. Okay, then Kaga Mriga Kul. So Kaga means birds. Mriga means deer. It could also refer to just animals in general, though. So the birds and animals are the birds and deer. The Malaya Batas, a cooling breeze from the Malaya hills. And Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he mentions that this Malaya Batas is, let me just look. He says spring, the spring breeze, Vasant. It says Vasant Samiran, springtime breezes. Then Mayur means peacock, the Brahmar, the bees, the Murali flute. Murali Vilas. How does he translate Vilas? Because here I see there's a comma in between. I think there should not be a comma. There should be a hyphen. So pastimes with the Murali flute. Venu, the Venu flute. Shringa means a bugle from the horn bugle. Padda Chinna, the footprints in the dust of that land. Or it could be footprints in the stone, just any of the there's so many padapits, right, in Brajamandal that we go to. Charan Pahari, we call them, right? Yeah. So Padachinna. I'll have to change that in the translation. Meghamala. Mala means like rose or collection, like that. So there's the rows of meg, of clouds. There's a Vasanta, the springtime. Shashanka. Shashanka means the crescent moon. Then there's the Shankha, the conch shells, and Karatala, and Kartalas. Jugala Vilase, Anukul Jani. So for the Vilas, the pastimes of the loving exchanges of Jugal, of the divine couple, Anukul Jani. I know these are Anukul. Jani means I know that these are Anukul, that these are very favorable. And Mani, I consider all these elements as being Lila Vilas Udipak. That means ingredients which stimulate the loving the playful pastimes, the Lila Vilas of the divine couple. I think Udipaka is an adjective and Udipan is a noun. I think. Let's just look this up really quick. Udipaka. What's the difference between Udipaka is a noun, I'm pretty sure. Wait, is it two? It's a double da. Shoot. How is it spelled? Oh, oops. Long I. So udipaka is an adjective, yes. It means stimulating, exciting, inflaming, kindling, lighting, luminous, splendid, bringing to light. Stimulus. It's also a noun. Okay. We're used to saying udipan, which means stimulation, instigation, but I didn't realize that udipak can also be a noun. Stimulus, incentive, udipan. I'll have to change that in the translation then. Okay, so I consider them to be udipana, or stimuli that invokes remembrance of their playful, amorous pastimes. Esab chorato kahi nahi jao. Esab, all these, referring to all these elements, everything that we read above, chorata. So having given up all these, kahi nahi jao, kahi nahi means nowhere, jao, will I go. So I will not go anywhere, giving up such stimuli. Esaba chorata, having given those up, giving all these elements up, all this udipan up, parana harao means to lose. Harao means to lose my paran, my life, my pran. So I will not go anywhere giving up such stimuli. For to abandon them is to give up my very life. Bhaktivinoda kohe shuno kan. Bhaktivinoda kohe, he says, shuno, please listen, O Khan, tua udipaka, your udipaka, the stimuli is my hamar paran. It is my very life and soul. It's my pran, hamar, my pran, my life and soul. And we see with many of our acharyas, like my Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj especially, this was his favorite song. And he would have devotees sing it all the time. And if I remember correctly, he even entered Nitya Lila while this song was being sung. This was a song that was being sung when he chose to leave this world. So yeah. All right, let's sing the song, and then I'll speak up just a few words on the song after the Jaidvani, so that if anybody needs to go, they can go. It's already 8 o'clock. Okay, we'll sing this. It won't take so long to sing. Wait, let me shut off noise suppression. Okay. Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa kunja-kutira Govardhana-parvata Jamuna-tira Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa kunja-kutira Govardhana-parvata Jamuna-tira Kusuma sarovara O manasa ganga kusuma sarovara manasa ganga kalinda nandini vipula taranga O kalinda nandini vipula taranga Vanshivata gokula dhira samira Vanshivata gokula dhira samira O Vrindavana tarulatika vanera Vrindavana tarulatika vanera Kagamriga kola Malaya vatasa Kagamriga kola Malaya vatasa O Mayura Pramara Murali Vilasa O Mayura Pramara Murali Vilasa Venu Shringapada Chinna Mega Mala Venu Shringapada Chinna Omega Mala O Vasanta Shashanka Shankha Karatala O Vasanta Shashanka Shankha Karatala Jugala Vilase Anukula Jani O Jugala Vilase Anukula Jani Alila Vilasa Udipakamani Alila Vilasa Udipakamani ऐसा बछोड़त कहीं नहीं जाओ 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 ऐसा बछोड़त पर न हराओ ये सब छोड़त पर न हराओ भक्ति विनोरा कोहे सुनो काना भक्ति विनोरा कोहे सुनो काना तुआ उदीपक हमारा परान तुआ उदीपक हमारा परान भक्ति विनोरा कोहे सुनो काना ओ भक्ति विनोरा कोहे सुनो काना तुआ उदीपक हमारा पराना तुआ उदीपक हमारा पराना ओ राधा कुंडा तटा कुंज कुटीरा गोवर्धन पर्वत जामुन तीरा राधा कुंडा तटा कुंज कुटीरा गोवर्धन पर्वत जामुन तीरा Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Jaya Rādhā-kuṇḍa, Jai Śyamakunda, Rādhā-kuṇḍa, Jai Śyamakunda, Jai Rādhā-kuṇḍa, Śyamakunda, Rādhā-kuṇḍa, Jai Śyamakunda, Jai Giriraja, Jai Govardhana, Giriraja, Jai Govardhana, Jai Giriraja, Govardhana, Giriraja, Jai Govardhana, Jai Govardhana, Jaya Vrindavana, Govardhana, Jaya Vrindavana, Jaya Govardhana, Vrindavana, Govardhana, Jai Shri Vrindavana, Jai Vrindavana, Jaya Navadipa, Vrindavana, Jaya Navadipa, Jaya Vrindavana, Jaya Navadipa, Vrindavana, Jaya Navadipa, Jai Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Shinitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Rādhā-Vinod-Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda-Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Srila Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swapashad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gana Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Jai Shri Vrajmandal Dham Ki Jai, Dadashvanatmak Shri Vrajmandal Dham Ki Jai, Abhinna Vrindavan Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai, Shri Kshetra Mandal Ki Jai, Jai, all of Krishna's Udipana Ki Jai, all the Udipana Vrindavan Ki Jai, all of Krishna's associates Ki Jai, all the associates of Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gana Ki Jai. Yeah, I already said that. Jai Shri Swapashad Shri Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Jai Shri Satchid Ananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai, all of his Śaraṇāgati Kirtans Ki Jai, Jai His Kalyana Kalpataru Gitavali and Gita Mala Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashaja, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Sattvatai Namo Namaha, Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Let's see. Hare Krishna, Satya Mataji's Sarveshwari Mataji, Anari Krishna Prabhu, Sri Devi Didi, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Archana Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook, there is Suman Shil, Anandi, Mahi Bharat Prabhu, Champak Mataji, Ashu Singh, and other devotees. I'm not sure all who's there. I don't see comments for everybody, but Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. And I look forward to tomorrow when we get to read the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami from our acharyas. I haven't chosen anything to read yet. If anybody has any suggestions, please send them over to me. So the next 3 days, we'll be reading about Srila Rupa Goswami, and then we will start reading books by Srila Rupa Goswami, like Sarveshwari Mataji was suggesting Utkalika Valari. I was thinking Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa. If there's any other suggestions anybody has, yeah, I'm open to any suggestions anybody has. And
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry
yes,
to
Archana
disturb.
Mataji. Yes.
Prabhu, you said you are going to take a break on this
Yeah, I'm not going to take a break from the morning programs, but I'm going to take a
Okay.
break from this Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program because I have so much work to do for the songbook. I can't prepare anything. And I want to do these programs nicely. I've been
the
feeling
programs
really
will go on as usual. The program is go on as usual. Okay,
Yes.
so there'll be only reading, right? So there won't
Just
be any
reading.
singing.
Yeah, I'm just
No
going to do
singing.
programs where I don't need to even think
Prepare
of preparing
anything.
anything. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And then I think we'll see when we send the songbook to the printers. I'm guessing that we'll send it to the printers in a month from now. And in a month from now is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appearance day. So that would be a nice day to restart the Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program. All right, so I just wanted to say a few words on this kirtan. If anybody needs to go, also, that's why I ended the program. So if anybody needs to go, yeah, Dandavat Pranams. I just wanted to say a few words on this kirtan, though. So, yeah, yesterday, I read something that I wrote on this song that I posted on vineofdevotion.com, but for some reason, right before I started reading it, the streaming service that I use stopped, and so only the devotees here on Zoom were able to hear it, but anybody else on YouTube, they didn't hear it. But I think that was the first time ever in these programs that I read something that I actually wrote, like not the words from our acharyas. And so I'm thinking that happened for a reason. When it comes to reading, I'll only read the words of our acharyas. So, but still, I just wanted to say something. I guess I won't repeat the points in that article, but I just wanted to say something. Yeah. So this is the last kirtan, as you know, of the Śaraṇāgati, Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he saved the best for the last. This kirtan is, like I mentioned before, this kirtan is especially dear to Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, who entered Nitya Leela while hearing this kirtan. And he'd always have the devotees sing it. There's many recordings you can find of him singing this kirtan. And also of my Srila Gurudev, this is a very dear kirtan to him. He would have devotees sing it all the time. And the thing that I wrote on Vine of Devotion, it was this song, but in relation to my Gurudev. Like that was the topic. So yeah, this is, but all of our acharyas, why is this song so dear to our acharyas like this? It's because this is how the pure devotee spends their time. They are completely immersed in Vraj. No matter where in the world they happen to be in, they're so deeply immersed in Vraj that they only see Vraj all around them. Even if they're in the West or whatever country, all they see, every single element that they see the clouds, the Meghamala, right? Like we read in that kirtan. They'll see animals, they'll see everything that they see just is stimuli. It's udipana or udipaka that helps them remember Krishna. And so, because these pure devotees are so deeply immersed, absorbed, saturated in this mood of Vrindavan, then wherever they go, you can feel that mood of Vrindavan all around you. You feel, even though you're in the West, when you're around somebody like this, a true Vrajvasi who's completely absorbed in Vrindavan, then you feel like you're in Vrindavan yourself. And so this is the way, like we were just reading in this article by Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, this is the way to have darshan of Vrindavan, of the Dham, is through the Vrajvasis who are truly in the Dham. One time, I've mentioned this one time in our program before, but in case you don't remember, one time a devotee, they asked my Gurudev, they said, "Oh, Srila Gurudev, when I chant Harinam, it's when I chant, I'm paraphrasing right now, everything I'm paraphrasing, but they said, when I chant Harinam, my mind becomes even more disturbed and like more the worst things come into my head at the time of chanting Harinam. Why is that? How can I chant Harinam with like a focused mind? It's my mind wanders all over the place." And then my Srila Gurudev said, "Oh, there's no need to worry. My mind also wanders all over the place." And so then he continued, sometimes Vangsivat, sometimes Nandagaon, sometimes Varshana, sometimes Govardhan. My mind is also always wandering. And so this is why my Gurudev, he placed such a huge emphasis on Parikrama. He's done Vrajamandal Parikrama every year for who knows how long, since the 50s, or like, yeah, how many Vrajamandal Parikramas, who couldn't even say? And he would never miss a year of Vrajamandal Parikrama. It was a huge emphasis. I think it was Brajanath Prabhu, or maybe it was Madhav Maharaj, I can't remember who, but they used to make this point that my Srila Gurudev, he would, his endeavors for the benefit of the world that he engaged in, the main three endeavors was all started, they were three P's. One was prachar, his preaching, then publications, he spent so much time writing books, and then the third one was parikrama. This was like one of his main emphasis, like was parikrama. Every year he would encourage, all the time, wherever he would go, he would encourage everybody to go for Vrajamandal Parikrama. And he would tell everybody, this is like almost every year he would say to everybody, next year I want you to bring one friend with you, so that, and like, yeah, it was, he gave so much emphasis, more than I've seen any other acharya give emphasis on this Parikrama, Vrajamandal Parikrama, Navadvip Parikrama. And yeah, so why did he place so much emphasis on Parikrama? Why did he make it such a big deal? Well, in this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami that we just read, the Upadesh Sar verse, the essence of all advice, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that, what was it? Tishtan vraje tad anuragi jananugami. That we must engage in all these processes, nicely chanting, hearing, remembering, like that, Krishna's form, qualities, pastimes, like that. But we should do that Tishtan, that means situated, residing in vraje. But not that we're just in vraj, like the main part is tad anuragi jananugami. So tad anuragi jan means those who have anurag for Krishna, the Vrajvasis. And then anugami, that means following under the guidance of these Vrajvasis who have anurag for Krishna. This is how we should spend all of our time. Kalam nayad ikilam. So yeah, if we just go to the Dham on our own, we'll just see some plants, some trees, trash, sewage. And so we have to go under the guidance of the Vrajvasis, and then they will give us darshan. It's through them that we get darshan of Vraj, not through our own endeavor, like we were just reading. We actually read that in the Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj's article and Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's article. We were reading that same point exactly. And Srila Bhaktivinoda-Thakur, he himself, he writes in the song that we sang, that we went through just before this, Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu, he says, Gora Amar, Je Sabastane, Koralo Brahmana Range, She Sabstane, Heribo Ami, Pranay Bhakata Sange. He says that I will go to all these places where my Gaur joyfully roamed about. I will see these places in the company of the Pranayijan, those who have pranay, who have love for Mahaprabhu. So that's the key point. And if we are able to really, if we're able to go to these, go to the Dham under the guidance of these Anuragijan, these Pranay Bhaktas, then we will be able to have darshan of the Dham. Then, like this song, Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa, right now the song is just a practice for us. We're not like Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, not like my Srila Gurudev, who for them, Parana Harao. If Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, if my Srila Gurudev, if Srila Prabhupada, if any of our acharyas were to leave, if they were to leave, step outside of Vrindavan, they would die. They would be giving, that means giving up their life. And so they had to take the entirety of Vrindavan with them wherever they went. And so we can come to that point also where we live, this becomes our life, if we are under their guidance. So we're singing this song, Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa. My Gurudev in a class, I put it in the article that I wrote, but my Gurudev said that this song, Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa, we should sing it every single day, because this is where we want to be, this is what we want our absorption to be. This is our goal. And so, and there's so many different songs. There's another song, Dhamavasi Jane Pranati Koriya. This is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, Dhamavasi Jane Pranati Koriya Magibo Kriparalesh. Vaishnava Charana Renugaya Maki Dhoriyava Dutavesh. So he says that I will go to the Dham and I will pray to the residents of the Dham. Please give me your mercy. And then I will take the foot dust of a Vaishnava, put it in my head, and put on simple clothes of an Avadut. And then he says, then Gora Vrajadane Bhedana Dekibo Hoibo Varajavasi. Then I will understand that Gora and Vraj are non-different. When I understand that they're completely non-different, then I'll become a Vrajvasi. And then, at that time, after I've taken shelter, after I've begged mercy from the Dhamvasis like that, and I understand that Gora and Vraj are non-different, then Dhamer Swarup, then the Swarup of the Dham, Spuri Nayane, will become manifest to my eyes, and Hoibo Radhara Dasi, and then I will become a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. So this is our process. We want the Swarup of the Dham, the real form of the Dham, to manifest before our eyes. Not that we just see these, And the more we come to the Dham and hear Harikatha from the Vaishnavas, then every time we come, it makes a stronger impression in our heart. It makes a samskar. And then we can take these samskars back home with us to the West. And then we can go through kirtans like this, Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa, and then we can meditate on each of these places that we've been to directly. It becomes more and more easy to remember these places once we've actually been there. So it's very essential that everybody at some point comes to Vraj as much as you can. And also hears about the pastimes, reads about the pastimes. There's a Vraj Manopirkam book. And this should be our absorption when we're chanting. We should be in this kind of consciousness. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Is there anything else? There are really nice verses. I was thinking maybe we could go through some verses of Vrindavan Mahima Amrita. Those verses are wild, actually. It's like I'll even, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur says things like, if anybody takes me out of Vrindavan, I'll kill them. And he says, I'll even become a thief. And if I have to stay in Vrindavan, I'll even become a thief and steal money and do all these things to stay in Vrindavan. Like his attachment to Vrindavan, his nishtha in Vrindavan is the most extreme possible. Like it's very, very amazing verses though. But anyways, I'm not going to read those now. There's one beautiful kirtan that we're adding into the Gaudiya Giti Kutra. It's a bit long, but well, we're going to include it in the Vaishnav section. It will be the last kirtan in the Vaishnav section. And it's a very detailed song. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is going into Vraj, and he takes the dust of the feet of the Vaishnavas, and then he meets a Vrajvasi, and he begs that Vrajvasi, what pastimes did Krishna perform here? And then the whole song is a description of all the different places that this Vrajvasi is taking Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to. And it goes through all the details. And then at one place, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he falls unconscious. And then the Vrajvasi lovingly gets some water in his hand and revives Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And from his hand, he puts some water in Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's mouth and revives him. And then takes Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to more places. And it goes through each place. It's a very beautiful, descriptive song like that. But yeah. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our acharyas, gave us these songs. This song that we just sang, that Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada explains the meaning of all the words of that song, Hari Hari Arkabe Palative Dasha. These are all our very big helpers in helping us come to this state where we can actually enter Vraj. And then bhajan begins from there. Then we're actually, doing bhajan when we're able to come to that state.
Prabhu, if I can say something.
Yes, Narihari, please.
Oh, yes. Srila Gurudev, we went with him, many parikramas and help him. But like you said, there's 3 P's, and he was so intent in renovating and preserving those spots. So we helped when we had the money. We donated. And he said, "Look what I did," and it was in Javad. And remember how it got renovated? It was before dilapidated, and it was a Shiva temple. They had changed the whole thing around, and Gurudev just cleaned it up and brought it up to life. So it was very important to him. That's what I wanted to. Yeah, I thought.
Many places of Raj that we don't even know about. It wasn't like he made a big show of it, but he would
No.
renovate so many places in Raj.
Yeah.
Daha, that was all renovated by Srila Gurudev. I remember Govinda-kuṇḍa, they got this
Right.
whole huge filtration system to get out all the that cost a ton of money. And yeah, my
Right.
Srila Gurudev was always renovating all the different places like that.
And it wasn't easy for him, even though he was accepted as Yuga Acharya. It was at times difficult with the government people in trying to renovate things in Vrindavan. He was telling us sometime, so he's like, when you're doing something, Sridhar Maharaj said, when you do Bhakti Rasakshidhar Dev Goswami, he said, when you're doing something important, then there'll be some pushback, a resistance to it. So if there's no resistance, then your stuff is not that important.
Yeah.
It's
a good sign if there's resistance.
Right.
You're doing it right. Yeah.
So that's an important thing. So that's one of the P's that he really hear about, and I could see, and he took so much.
Another P. Let's say a 4th P is the preservation.
Yes.
Preservation of the Dham. 4 P's. All right.
Hari.
Yes, Sarveshwari Mataji. Yes.
This song that you mentioned about Dhamavasi Jatajana, we sung this in the past or no? This song that you mentioned
that song, that song. Actually, that song is in Śaraṇāgati. Yes. Well, so we will go through that song. That's one song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur that's in 2 places. It's in Śaraṇāgati, and it's also in Gitamala. It's Kabe Gauravane Suradhuni Tate Harade Har Krishna Bole. And that's the introduction song, like the first song in Siddhi Lalasa, Hankering for Perfection. So after that song are all the the highest songs of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he's praying for this Manjari Seva and all that. So it begins with that song. It's like the doorway into the Siddhi Lalasa. That's why it ends, Hoibo Radharadasi.
All right, so we're going to go through all these songs that you mentioned.
Yes, we will.
And other thing I want to ask you, when we mentioned in the song Rādhā-kuṇḍa-taṭa about Manasi Ganga, can you refresh us the pastime in Manasa Ganga? Because I remember that one of the pastime of the boats, that there was the gopis inside and they was throwing the. Is this the refer that there was exchange of land?
Yes.
Is this the pastime of Manasa Ganga?
Yes, that happened at Manasi Ganga. Yeah. And okay, I have such a bad memory, so I'm not going to be able to tell all the details. I have to look at the Brajmala Parikrama book, but also isn't the story of Manasi Ganga, it was all the Brajvasis wanted to go to the Ganga to bathe in Ganga Snan, on what day was it? Anyways, on some special titi that all the Brajvasis wanted to go to the Ganga to bathe because that's what you do, and then Krishna's like, why are you going to go all the way over there to Ganga's? All the tirthas are here in Braj, and then Krishna called Ganga, and then Ganga Devi came riding on the alligator? Was it? Anyways, I can't remember the details, but then so Ganga came there, and that's Manasi Ganga. Totally missing a lot of details from that, but yeah, that's Manasi Ganga.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, Haribol Rukmini Didi, Dandavat Pranams. All right, so we will end here. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow to read the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami. Please send me any suggestions if there's anything you'd like me to read. All right.